Okay, Nanu said that we can start already, so I hope it will be at least so interesting with my previous presentations. I don't know what he was talking about, but it was nice looking. So, okay. I will speak in English because I'm not familiar with the Romanian style of speaking. So, hello. I'm Sašo and I'm coming from Slovenia. Has anybody heard ever about Slovenia, where this is? Yeah, great. Thank you. So European countries know for other where the other. Sorry? Iskotel. Yes, Iskotel is also from Slovenia. Yes, great company. So, where are we located? We are actually a small company in a small country, but we have a lot of knowledge, a lot of trainers. I think that we are the biggest company or company with the bigger number of trainers at the MikroTik at all. I'm not for sure. If somebody knows anybody that has more trainers than 5, then raise the hand, I will change my presentation. So, if nobody complains about it, so as I told you, I'm Sašo Jordaki, and one of the oldest trainers at MikroTik. So there's one guy, Ron Tao, if you maybe know him, he's a little bit older than me. So I started this almost 20 years ago, when MikroTik was not MikroTik, but some company that was dealing with some strange software. At the internet, you can find us as the center of the wireless. So in our language, this is Center Brežičnosti, and we are listening at the URL of centerbrežičnosti.si or centerofthewireless.si. So at the national fully qualified domain. And my idea today is just to present 3 small stories. Like Steve Jobs was talking about 3 stories at Stanford, I would like to talk something about our small stories. And those stories are actually solutions for big ones. We will talk a little about who the big ones are, and if somebody in this room also think that he's big enough, then he should listen for a couple of minutes, and maybe he can meet us on our presentation booth at the district table, where we have a lot of interesting devices for the big ones. The next small story is about educational institutions and their needs, and the last one is actually the idea about spreading the voice of the knowledge. And this spreading the voice of the knowledge is actually our efforts in MikroTik Academy's field of responsibility. So let's start with our story. So the story about the big ones. So always when you are started your business, it was probably small, and after a couple of years it was bigger. And a couple of years ago there was no products for big ones at MikroTik branch. At least we assumed so. And why are we assuming that? Because there was no equipment that could provide high availability and management and monitoring systems. So we find the solutions for those problems and at the hardware platform, and we empower them with the router as the one of the probably the best operating systems that are at the moment of the market, and they are supported also. So, as we say, the MikroTik routerless is probably a great product. Do you agree with me? Do you know any better? Yeah, I don't know. What about hardware? Are you really satisfied with the hardware? Okay, yes, you are great, great hardware, but maybe at the table you can say some other stories to me, so no problem. So, in the process of identifying who is the big or who has the big one, you always have to have any idea what something should work and how that should be presented to the world. So sometimes you just think that this is big enough, and sometimes maybe this is big enough, but sometimes this is not big enough, but maybe something like that. Because we are supporting quite big companies that are ISPs in our country, so we succeeded to penetrate into the world of big players, as we call them, Cisco, Brocade, and etc. etc. So we succeeded to penetrate into Telekom Slovenia. I don't know if you ever heard about the big ISP company that is called Telekom Slovenia. It's actually part of the Serbian SBD company, one of the biggest broadcast company in the Europe, but is a little bit hidden. Then we also supporting Telekom Slovenia as the biggest national provider of the internet and multimedia technologies. They have at least 2 million users, and the previous one about 500,000 users. So, but why is Telekom first on the list? Because we actually started with them. So this is the chronological list of our successful stories. Then the next one is our also national company, AMIS Slovenia, who has at least 60k users. And then we started at the telecom companies in Croatia, and there is a number of telecoms because Croatia has a lot of small companies. And then our effort was implied at universities and educational institutions. So I won't kick your ass with any technical details because this is reserved for our district table. So if you like to know a little bit more about those numbers or maybe services that we are providing for them, you're very welcome to meet us on our table and maybe on the internet, Skype, Facebook, whatsoever, because we spread our knowledge mostly through the internet and through the trainings. So, if you thought, or maybe just thought that you are big enough, you are really welcome to our district table, because I think we can develop solutions right for you, also like for those big players from our country. You have to know that our country is very small. We have a little bit more than 2 million citizens, so if you count those numbers, it's a little bit strange that we have 500 users of them and 2 million of other, and where is another million. So yes, we have a lot of strange numbers there because they are very strange companies. They collect users from all around the countries around the Slovenia, because the price of the internet and services is quite low at our country. So, as I mentioned before, our solutions are based mainly on some different hardware. It's not MikroTik, even we are MikroTik distributors and training center. But 5 or 6 years ago, when we started with double PSU technology, so redundant power supplies. Does anybody have the needs about the power supplies here, the double power supplies? And did you have those needs 5 years ago? Okay, today is no problem. You have CCR, you have CSR with the double PSUs, you have a lot of other vendors who is providing some double PSU schemes, but okay, we have the appliances that are produced by a company Axiom Tech, and if somebody ever heard about this company, this is the Taiwan company that is providing hardware who is developed for the airplanes and the fast trains. So we assumed that this is right platform, stable enough, and the quality is very, very high. So, because we don't believe to the Chinese stuff and low prices, okay, those appliances are a little bit more expensive than ordinary MikroTiks and other Chinese shitty stuff, or UV shitty or whatsoever. So, but if you need the stability, if you need the quality, I can guarantee you that all your ideas will be well empowered. So, at least, just few technical stuff for those devices. So, everything is absolutely Intel-based. Intel chipsets, support for the newest processor with Sandy Bridge technology. Right controllers, tell me, do you have any needs about the right controllers? How do you solve the problem about high availability with MikroTik CCR, CRS, and something similar? What's the redundancy at your area? How can you manage the redundancy? I have no idea, but I'm training for 10 years. So, okay, we said our appliances must have right controllers. Why? Does RouterOS support right controllers? Does anybody know? No, it doesn't support. So, we have right controllers, but RouterOS is not supporting right adapters. So, what to do? Any idea? How to solve this problem? Hardware yes, software no. What? So, virtualization. Ever tried virtualization? Yes. Did you try to virtualize RouterOS? Is anybody trying this? Nobody? Oh, so you are the big one and you are the big one? Okay. So, you have needs. So, what equipment do you use beneath the RouterOS when you are virtualizing? Some servers, or what do you do? Servers. 5U servers or something. Yes, and then is your boss very, very satisfied that when he pays the rent for the 5U servers in data center? Okay. Our appliances are mostly 1U and 2U of height. This is 5 times less than your 5U server. It's very important because if you are paying by the 1U, 2U price, what is the currency in data center at your place? How do you hire the place in racks? With the high, yeah? 1U, 2U. What's the price? What's the average price in data center in Romania? What? 20 what? 20 euro per U. Per what? Per hour? Per month? Where is it so low price? Please tell me, because I would like to hire that data center. Okay. 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 Come to my distro table, please. Here is a guy with the lowest price. Okay, because in our country this is hundreds of euros per month. Okay, we started with the interface, the right controllers, slot-in modules with failover technology, electrical failover. So, do you ever face the problem that your network adapter dies and you are out of connectivity? In our applications, our devices, you have a failover technology on the level of electricity. So if the port in slot 1 dies, you can easily manage to have failover with the port 1 in second slot or even in third slot. So you can manage 3 failover cables for the same service. As I mentioned before, double PSU systems and perfection for the RouterOS and virtualization. Okay, do you need anything more than that? Any ideas? Do you have any strange needs? More, even stranger than this? Just raise the hands, tell me, because maybe you even have an answer to that. You can join us there and share the idea. Okay, is there any questions at that point? Because now we are finishing the first story about BIGones. So please raise the hands who figure out that actually your needs are big enough to, I don't know, to meet us at the distro table. Is anybody here? Any big telecom, any small telecoms? Are you guys from the telecoms at all? Let's say, who is from telecom? And you're working on Brocade, Cisco, MikroTik. Oh. What platform? CCR. How do you manage failover technology? Doesn't fail. Hallelujah. Are you from MikroTik? Okay. So, VRP, how do you manage port failover, electrical port failover? If your Ethernet card, so Ethernet adapter in the CCR is dead, what do you do? Just change the CCR, yes, this is the right stuff. Okay, what is the possible downtime for your services? How much time you can afford to, you can have to replace the CCR? Half an hour. And your users are satisfied with the half an hour of downtime or something? Okay, so zero downtime. Okay. Okay, I believe you. Same. Let's, any other big provider here? Is anybody using Brocade or something? Nobody? Why not? Anybody Cisco? You Cisco. Great. And why you are here? Just ask.
Actually, I have 2 jobs.
2 jobs.
So one is for one company and the other company is for
And you're not using Brocade. Why I'm asking about Brocade? Because our appliances, because our Intel BIGones. Do you ever heard about Viata technology? Viata?
They were a nice operating system when they were bought by Brocade, I think.
Did you hear them? Yeah. Why I'm asking is because Viata is also possible to port on this technology, and when you need really, really good operating system, not so good as routers, but good, yeah, based on BSD, so I told you everything, then you need something like Viata. And okay, this is the point where I shouldn't talk anymore about Viata. So router OS is number 1, second one Viata. Don't forget this. Any other questions on our table? So about second story. Educational institutions. Is anybody here from educational institutions? Nobody? Is anybody oh, sorry. You are coming from Moldova, and this is from university or something. Yes. You were 2 presenters before, yeah? The presentations about academies, yeah? Your colleague, yeah. So, what is your main problem at universities? I think it's also downtime. If you have problem in the network, and most universities that I met in my life always had a problem with the downtimes. But the second problem was that they doesn't have money enough to buy a proper technology and proper devices and proper trainings to make a good setup. So our idea was to target them, because this high availability and management and monitoring was also the main problem in universities and high schools and even in ground schools that we are dealing with. So we successfully ported those technologies from BIGones also to the educational institutions, because their needs was right about those from telecoms, but a little bit less money, or much more or less money in that field. So anybody other from this field? Is anybody dealing with the schools and universities? Nobody's selling MikroTiks to the... Nobody? Okay, why not? Why not? Because I noticed that there's no academy in Romania, MikroTik Academy. So our next job is actually to come here and to propagate properly the goods of the MikroTik academies. But there is one big difference from telecoms, because we are dealing with one interesting school. It's actually a secondary school who is actually schooling the future hackers. Why I'm telling this? Because less than a year ago, we are faced, or the school was faced by the FBI, and they were searching for some kids that was breaking into some databases, and I don't know what other was there. So yes, this is the carriage of future hackers. And when this institution called us to manage their network, he was a little bit afraid. So he was just thinking, okay, this is something new for us. How to make a solution for smart kids. Is anybody dealing with the smart kids at home, maybe, or something? I have 3 kids, and I know that sometimes you need to make a QoS and firewalling on some stuff on Facebook, and I don't know, a lot of other Snapchat. Are you using Snapchat? Ever heard about Snapchat? This is cool. Try it. Snapchat and FireChat. Yes. And then you really need a MikroTik to firewall out these services. And the next very important stuff was that we need to obey some standards and national rules about providing solutions in educational institutions, because our education is very institutionalized. So let's say we need to disable the radios between when the teaching is in progress. So the wireless should be enabled only between the classes, not during the classes. Let's say this is one of the healthy stuff. So we need to propagate the healthy education. And one of the biggest problems was also that those schools are constantly changing. I was faced by my kids that I have 3 kids, and none of them was educated by the same program. Jesus. Every year something changing. So we need to provide a system that is very changeable, very easy changeable, and not just easy changeable, but changeable by any teacher in the school. And that was not easy because, okay, if you know MikroTik and RouterOS, okay, that's not easy, that's not Linksys. You can't just click and automatically is everything working. No. So the challenge was actually by those ugly devices, ugly looking devices, provide a very simple layout where really the teacher of the English language or Slovenian language can reconfigure the entire school or entire class, because in our classes there is a lot of computers and tablets and every other shit stuff. So the teacher must be capable to reconfigure the class in order to, I don't know, to make an ordinary class where he is lecturing, and maybe the next class must be for the examination, because all the exams are actually on the web, to the Moodle or something. So without our intervention, teacher should be in position to reconfigure the whole class. Can you imagine this problem? Ever faced with something like that? Yeah, not. The guy from the university is claiming that this is a constant problem. And how do you manage this problem in your network already? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and yeah, and you have engineers. just imagine that every ordinary teacher is possible to do it. So, you have a template, let's say template for the ordinary learning, and he just click the button, and all the routers, all the switches just automatically change their configuration, because the automagic technology is built into routers. So we call it automagically, not automatically, automagically. And the routers are totally different setup. So, next teacher who is less than zero capable of configuration, just what he needs to do is only to log in, and sometimes that login is for the smart kids enough to hack the teacher, because we know that those social engineering attacks on the teachers are very popular. You know the story when the a little bit older teacher came to the class and said, okay, you little one, you're better at the computer than me, okay, please log me in. And there is the end of the security in networks. So you can't provide the technology who can automatically serve only for the teachers. So we figure out some strange stuff how to do it. So how to disconnect the smart kids from the network and from the teacher computer. So this is the layout. You are probably familiar with this layout, but this is standard. Yeah, WebFig. In our company, actually, WebFig is not allowed, but our solutions for teachers are based on the WebFig. You probably know why. You don't? Okay, meet me at the table. Let's go further. As I told you, ugly looking devices, some RF elements, boxes with MikroTik. Okay, my friend is not listening. Okay, let's go to the third story, because nobody is from the university, only you. So, any question maybe? No? Any intrigued now? Maybe for any idea to reconfigure the whole routers by the one click? Nobody? Okay, great. Okay, let's third story. It's actually maybe the most important story is about our efforts to establishing MikroTik academies. Why academies? Because they are better than Cisco academies. Is anybody Cisco educated here? CCNA, CCMP, CC whatsoever? What's the price of your education at Cisco? What was the price? Couple of thousands of euros. Yes, I know. I'm also CCMP, so anyway. So MikroTik, what's the price for the MikroTik Academy? What did you pay the price? You didn't pay. Why not? They told you that it's for free, right? Actually, yeah, it's actually for free, but yeah, free as a beer or something. No, it's actually for free. It's for the university, it's free. Yeah, but then there's a story. Somebody distributor here, trainer, MikroTik trainer or something, and then the story. Why would I do something that I earn the €0? So, okay, there is some stories behind. So for the universities, yes, for you is stuff for free. For us, it's not for free, but we need to establish some connection after that. So, price, €0. The next one is donation of the equipment. So, I don't know any institution that doesn't like to be donated by somebody. So, yes, MikroTik is so good that they donate equipment for at least one laboratory. So, I think this is also good, because at Cisco, I think at the university you have to buy equipment and you have to buy some support and I don't know, something. So for the first year it's for free, for the second it's free and free and free and free. So, and the next stuff that is even better than this free stuff is that you can educate your students, your kids by a very good technology, router who is capable of almost everything. So you can empower your previous knowledge and previous teachings with these great presentations and great materials from MikroTik and enrich the knowledge of the future generations. So, we already made a couple of those good connections to the academies. So we succeeded to establish already, I think, six of them, and because I was the speaker in the Serbia at MAM, was anybody at the MAM at Serbia maybe? Nobody? After that, I have 7 new connections for the academies. So in Serbia, this is very, very popular. And I hope that we will really succeed with all the candidates and evaluations for academies. Tell me, how long did your certification and evaluation was taking time at your 1 week? So, I hope that I tell something that was at least so amused as my previous successor. So, if I will find at least one new story from this auditorium, I will be very pleased. So, I'm calling you to face us at this table, maybe on the internet through the www.centerbegigones.si, or maybe on our fan page on Facebook, because we are very popular on the Facebook. We are constantly Facebooking, so meet us there. And you're also welcome to come to our training center in Murska Sobota. I know this is far, far away because I traveled from there to here, so yes. We was looking for A1 highway, but I don't know where it is. So yeah, only Google. Yeah. And my Navicon also claimed that there is one A1 highway. And this is the end, or just a good beginning for me, for you, for anybody. And as Mike always claiming that everything also and especially depends on you. So if you are good, if you want the good solutions for your jobs, meet us there on the distro table and have some beers maybe with us. And if you have any questions, please shoot now, because after that we will be drunk. Any questions? Thank you.